If you don't know, now you know. Now you are more in the know with yours truly, Josh Morin. I'm back like a bad habit, baby. What is up, everyone? It has been so long. I say that every time I do a freaking podcast. It's been so long since I've done a podcast. Well, here we are. We're back. It's August. I turned 28 last month. A lot of things are happening. The world is still coming to an end. The zombie apocalypse is near. There's a massive war going on against the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated. And oh my gosh, what is next? Free Britney. That's all I can say. Free Britney. I'm pretty sure that already happened. But we are back, baby. More Than No podcast. It is now September. So what has happened since I've turned 28? I've been on the road. I've been gone. I went to Oregon, went to Montana a couple times, Arizona. About to go to Oregon this weekend, actually, to enjoy some live music. Luis the Child. Finally, do I get a freaking rock out with my... Just rock out. That's what I'm going to be doing, just rocking out. I won't be doing anything else because it's just COVID, and you can't be rocking out with your out anymore. It's just not how it goes. So... with that being said, I'm super stoked to talk about today's podcast. First off, I did a little area change. Got my little, well, I don't know what this is here, dispenser. It's not what a dispenser. I'll figure out what that is here in a minute. But I got my Pure, it's called Pure Lifestyle Blends. This is my favorite essential oil brand. And Sharpen and Focus is the brand. So I'm taking in, it's like a citrus. So it's got some citrus in there. What else does it have in there? Man, my eyes are... Boswellia. It's got salvia. Ooh, salvia. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Smoke some salvia, and we'll get blasted into the next dimension. But this is the Focus blend here. It's got spearmint, basil, citrus, and lemon. All sorts of good things. So... super stoked on that. Probably one of my favorite ones I've had so far. Whew. So, what's going on in the world? I don't really know if I really want to talk about what's going on in the world. There's a lot of things that are going crazy right now. And I don't know if I want to add any of the madness. What I do want to add is some commentary to something I've been thinking about lately and something I've experienced now. I'm 2.5 years sober at the end of this month. And a lot of things have been going on in my life. I'm going to be moving down to Arizona, so shout out to my Arizona family. My home in Vegas for the last year has been great. Actually, last 8 or 9 months now has been absolutely phenomenal. I think Vegas is a great place, but I knew I'd go back down to the desert at some point. What happened was I moved up here under different circumstances than I thought I was going to. The whole reason why I moved here actually didn't come to fruition, and the whole reason why I moved here actually didn't happen a few days before. So I was supposed to coach wrestling at an academy here, and 3 days before I moved up here, the deal got completely changed over, and I haven't talked to the guy since. So that's all. That's nor here nor there, no hard feelings. I took it upon myself to still make the best of me moving here. So essentially I locked myself in this one-bedroom apartment. It's just been 1 full year of absolute production, absolute spiritual awakening, breakthroughs, and really, really fucking buckling down on the things that I was procrastinating on for the last few years. I've been in recovery now for 2.5 years, but this was the year. 27 was the year that I'll look back on and say, you know what, in year 27 is when I really woke up. Year 27 is when I committed to myself, figured out what made me tick and what is most important in my life. Number one, that's family. Family is the number one most important thing in my life. My sister and I's relationship is absolutely just exponentially grown over this last year. I'm incredibly grateful for that, incredibly grateful to be able to do business with her, have collaborations, connections, and create a culture and a community with my sister. She's absolutely flourishing into her own, and I just want to endorse her on this podcast. I haven't talked about my sister a lot, but I'm super stoked because I'm actually going to be moving down to Arizona, and my sister and her husband, Bryce, are actually going to be moving down to Arizona as well. I do not blame them for wanting to move away from Liberal City, Beaverton, and Portland, Oregon. They're just absolutely being outcasted by society, and what you're seeing right now is a major division of people, and that's what they want us to do. They want us to divide. It's black and white, the black people versus the white people. It's the left and the right. It's the Republicans and the Democrats. It's it's these two teams. It's this duality. But if you continually live in duality, we're going to continually be part of their game, and their game is the New World Order. And the New World Order essentially is going to be something that controls all of us if we continually allow them to take away our freedoms and our liberties. So I do not blame my sister and Bryce for wanting to move away from Liberal City, Portland, Oregon. I love Portland, but in the last 18 months has been absolutely ruined by political ideologies and quite frankly, people that just are not free thinkers, people who don't think for themselves. The left and the liberals used to be people that said, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, right? That was the liberal mentality. Now it's, oh, baby, I'll do whatever you tell me, my master. now it's the conservatives that are saying, nah, I'm not going to do what you tell me. The conservatives are the ones that are saying this. It's absolutely ass backwards from how it all used to be. So it's very, very interesting times right now. I don't have ideologies. I'm not left or right. I'm not middle ground. I'm not libertarian. I'm not Republican or conservative. It's just very interesting in the landscape of the political structure and the climate of the world right now as we move towards this new world order. And I've been called crazy. I've been called I'm falling off my lunar falling off my rocker. I'm a loony falling off my rocker. I've gone down the rabbit hole and I'm losing my mind. I've been told all of it, but everything that I've said is come true. And it's not because that I'm some genius that just thinks of these by myself. It's because I look at the mainstream media, I look at the narrative that they're painting, and I'm fucking 10 steps ahead of it. And then I also connect and collaborate with people who are not only 10 steps, but 100 steps, maybe even 10 years ahead of it. And I get all of my information from these incredible sources that I trust in, not the fake news that we're reading in CNN, ABC, NBC, World News, and all these other different sources that are spoon-feeding us information that is absolutely not true. The information that is being controlled to us is absolutely manipulated. It's catered to their message. It's catered to exactly what they want us to hear. And if you're going to continually allow the mainstream news, the mainstream media sources to absolutely run your thoughts, run your fears, run your daily actions, and that's you, not me. But all I can ask is just for people to be autonomous. Be autonomous in your life, man. Have some sovereignty. Begin to think of for yourself. The most powerful thing that we all have is to be us. And in our body, we are given this incredible spiritual power, and our spiritual powers can allow our mind to manifest in hand what we see here first. That's why we're given eyes to see, but we're given a third eye, which is our pineal gland. We're given our third eye to have a vision. When you can have a vision, you can connect to that source. You can connect to that vision, that purpose, that passion that you have for this life. And you can design a life that is not laden upon what the government's doing. That's not going to be distracted upon what the news is telling you to do. You're going to live a life autonomously. You're going to be able to you're going to be able to see what's behind the veil. You're going to be able to navigate your life, coordinate yourself, and put yourself in win-win situations with people who are absolutely doing the same thing. You're going to begin to detach yourself from people, places, and situations that no longer serve you. You're going to completely let go of those anchors in your life that are pulling you down, those toxic people that manipulate, that seduce, that control, use trauma-based mind control, which is happening in the media. But many of our family members have this same trauma-based mind control. So over the last 18 months, we've just seen an absolute warfare on our spirit, on our soul. And we've seen this warfare because now our liberties are slowly being taken away. Now, I'm not saying that I need to be Paul Revere and start a revolution. What I'm saying is a domino amongst all dominoes can create this effect that can carry on in waves of people. And it just takes one person to say, nah, chief, that ain't me. It takes one person to walk into a place not wearing a mask, and then the other people decide, nah, I'm not going to wear a mask anymore. It takes business owners, small business owners, to open their doors to people who aren't vaccinated or unmasked. It takes people coming together as people. And if we could come together as people, if we could come together as one, if we could come together as human beings, not black and white, not left and right, but human beings, if we can do that, then we can find ourselves in win-win situations. We can finally come together and see ourselves and the differences. We can see the differences that we have amongst each other, and we can accept each other for who we are. That's called communication. That's called empathy. That's called having perspective. And perspective is what I've gained by traveling the world. Perspective is what I've gained by living in big cities. Perspective is what I've gained by having friends of many cultures, minority groups. I've had blacks and Mexicans and Filipinos. I've had people that are from Europe. I've had all Australians, and I feel for my brothers and my sisters. This isn't about me being right, the media being wrong, you being right or you being wrong. This is about us coming together as people to collaborate and connect as one, as human beings, as a unified soul having a human experience. Because consciousness is a collective, and once we can begin to understand the power of the collective, the power of consciousness as one, as people, as we can come together and congregate as people with the same purpose and passion, maybe some of our ideas are different, maybe some of our thoughts are different, but if we can come together under one umbrella, saying that we want peace and serenity. We want peace and serenity. And if we live with peace and serenity, guess what will happen? If we all do that and we all treat each other, we all treat our brothers and our sisters, our neighbors like our family, and we treat one another like the way that we actually like to be treated. It's the golden rule that we learn in fucking kindergarten. If we actually lived by that creed, if we lived by the creed of the golden rule, treat others like the way that you would treat it, imagine how different life would be. Imagine how different you would treat your neighbors. Imagine if imagine the amount of empathy and sympathy that you'd have for others. Imagine the amount of compassion that you'd have and understanding and perspective that you'd have for others. If you treat others the way that you'd like to be treated, guess what? Then you want to be saying death to the unvaxxed. You want to be saying these people need to be separated. You want to be saying any of these things because you'd have compassion, you'd have understanding. Now, if you're vaxxed or you're unvaxxed or you're masked or you're unmasked, it doesn't matter to me. It's your choice. It's your body, your choice, right? Now, I've already seen what they've done in Texas, and it's been absolutely appalled. Now, I'm not even going to share my thoughts on abortion. I'm not going to share my thoughts on that because that's not my place to right now, and I don't even want to talk about that. But if it's my body, my choice, and if it's your body, your choice, then what it is that it's your body and your choice, and it's my body and my choice, and guess what's going to happen? I'm not getting a vaccine. Sorry, Chief, Sorry, Chief, I do not do experimental drugs anymore. I've been 2.5 years sober, and I stopped doing experimental drugs 2.5 years ago. So today, I'm not going to go ahead and get that thing that I don't want to get, and you don't have to get that thing if you don't want to get it. And if you're being coerced into a situation that you don't want to be in, it's your right and your moral responsibility to stand up for your truth. And if you become coerced because because you've been backed into a corner, then that's on you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to say that you're right or you're wrong for doing it. But if you're truly yourself, then you'll go down to the grave with what your beliefs are. You'll stand in truth because truth is fact. It's not about being right or wrong. It's not about being exalted. It's not about gaining attention. The truth is just the truth, and the facts are just facts. And the fact is I'm a true patriot. I'm a patriot of freedom and liberation, and I'm a patriot of the people. The government doesn't give a fuck about the people. And once you begin that the government doesn't care about the people, the government doesn't care about your health and safety, the government doesn't care about your finances, the government does not care about your health. The government does not care about your happiness and or your liberties or your freedoms. The moment that you can realize that, whether you're left or right, the moment you can realize that we're one race, the human race, and when you can realize that we're beings having a soul experience, the more that we can come in tune with our soul and not the experience, there are going to be major change. Because when you can tap into your soul, you let go of ego, you let go of the dualities of the world, and you begin to live in singularity, you begin to live in flow, and then you have the aversion to the attraction of what the ego is attaching onto to keep you disappointed, to keep you coerced, to keep you overweight, overwhelmed, over-obligating to people that fulfill your low levels of self-esteem. And if you continue to allow these people to fulfill your low levels of self-esteem because you do not have the courage to step into acceptance, then that's on you, Jack. It's not on me. It's just on you, and that's just the facts. But now for today, my final thoughts on today is to simply live in peace. Peace and serenity. And peace and serenity isn't this thing that you just get because you put a smile on your face. Peace and serenity is when you can let go of that in which no longer serves you. You can let go of the control that is keeping you out of control. You can let go of the men and women who ghost and gaslight you. You can let go of the codependent relationships that you have with your family. You can easily and effortlessly let go, because when you let go, you can live in a body of grace. You can live in a body of ease, and you can live in a body of serenity. And there's no amount of money in the world. There's no fame. There's no fortune. There's no big house. There's no car. There's nothing in the realm of finances or money that can absolutely equate to what serenity means and what peace means. Because that can't be bought. That can't be sold. That can't be purchased. It's a being state that you just are. And in that being state of just being, Just be you. Just be to you today. Thank you all for tuning in. This is More Than No Podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe this content if you enjoyed it. I'll be tuning in a lot more now. I got my life, I don't say organized, but I've been going through a transitional stage in my life, and things are now organized. So I'm looking forward to all the content that's being created. As always, we will see you soon.